on silent, minimize movement during the session so that we can take maximum out of the speaker's knowledge in this session. With us is Amit Tiwari ji, founder of ClickLocal Digital Advertising, a performance marketing entrepreneur transforming how brands scale in digital age. He helps businesses unlock measurable growth through data-driven campaign, strategic media buying, and high-conversion digital ecosystem built for sustainable and scalable success. In this session, you will learn how to build a self-running AI marketing system, automate your funnel from content to leads, and create predictable growth system. Let's have a huge round of applause while we welcome Mr. Amit Tiwari on stage. Amit ji, we are looking forward to decoding scalable AI-powered marketing systems. Stage is all yours.
Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello everyone. My name is Amit Tiwari and we are going to talk about digital marketing systems that run itself. Now, it's going to be a little bit boring session. I hope you guys are ready. It is boring all the time. Okay, let's start. So I have excluded my picture for obvious reasons. So I'm taking 1 second for myself because mostly when I start talking, people associate me with the YouTube channel. I'm not complaining about it, but basically what I do is I started digital marketing as category on Unacademy and Physics Wala. I had a passion for teaching from the start, but I thought it will be very, very good if we start teaching digital marketing as course on biggest platforms so that people actually start recognizing this industry. We need good talent to survive. I also work with news brands and e-commerce brands a lot, and I have helped, I think, thousands of SMBs build and optimize their digital marketing strategy. So apart from YouTube, that's what I do in the main time. YouTube is something that I do as stress buster. Thanks to you guys, it became a little bit known. So let's just jump into the topic and let's start recognizing why are most systems failing. I mean, I am 100% sure that all of you are using AI in your pipelines already. Yet you still want to always learn about this topic. One part of the reason is normal human curiosity. Second problem is that it's never sufficient. It's always failing. There's always need of optimization. There's always a need of upkeeping. Why is that happening constantly? Reason is that our systems do keyword research, then they write blog posts, then they track rank, then they keep repeating it. And that's where they are failing because we are going in the wrong direction. How many people are using AI to do keyword research or blog writing? I guess everyone. Some are shy. We are also using N8N and different platforms to track rank, and then we keep doing it. But at every step, you have to do manual upkeeping, and it's not really effective. Why? There has to be some problem. This is never sustaining because the target is wrong. These systems are targeting in market audience, the audience that is already in market searching for your product, searching for your brand somehow, and then you find little bit of leads and then it's not enough, it's not sustainable. So so active buyers always in any industry are already just 3 to 5%. I'm using 5 number because it sounds good, but only 5% of your audience is actively looking to buy. Rest 95% are not interested. They don't know your brand, or they don't know their problems, or they don't know their solution. So how do you fix this problem? Let's build a system that can actually do better. Okay, we'll come to the automation as well. So our system, it does everything that other systems do, obviously keyword research, content writing and everything else, but it manufactures the demand. We are going to talk about this point. It creates emotional connect and it develops brand recall. What is brand recall? Can anyone say? Brand recall is, let's say for example, if I show you Apple's logo, you will immediately recognize. You won't say apple fruit or a fruit that was bitten. You will say apple. Why? Because you remember it. It's not because it's a fantastic logo. It was very well designed. It's the brand recall that's happening. You remember it immediately. So we will develop the brand recall. We will create the emotional connect with the audience and will manufacture the demand. And when that happens and you get a lot of leads, then you are confident in your digital marketing efforts and you keep doing it again and again and again. So let's fix the goals first. What do we want our digital marketing system to do? It will work automatically. That's what every automation system can do. There is no problem. If you instruct, if you create a basic loop function, it will keep doing it again and again. The problem is that you interrupt it, you break that because it is not bringing you enough results. That's where this gap happens. So we have two goals with our system. Number one, increasing SOV. Number two, it should run itself. So what is SOV? Share of voice. I think after the GEO happened, everyone became aware of share of voice. How many people are familiar with share of voice? Is anyone using Profound or any other tool to track their rank? Share of voice is the number, this is the phrase that we keep hearing. What is share of voice? Let's understand. So how much conversation in the industry, in your industry, is happening about your brand versus your competitor? Let's say that there are 100 people in your target audience, 30 are talking about your brands, 70 are not talking about your brands but others. So your share of voice is 30% only. It's always measured in percentage and you want that to happen a lot, right? You always want that a lot of people should be talking about your particular brand, your particular company. If they are talking about you, they might buy today, tomorrow or next year, but at least that will happen. If you are only focusing on creating the blog post for the keywords that matters to you and then track the rank, it's not going to sustain. So it's a simple formula. If your share of voice is more than your share in market, the brand is growing. Let's say that your current market share is 10% and your share of voice is 20%. It means more people are talking about you than the people who are actually buying from you. So today they are not buying, but tomorrow they are going to buy. It's going to happen. So our target should be, the target of our system should be increasing the share of voice constantly, day after day. Obviously the vice versa, if share of voice is less than share of market, then brand is sinking. We should avoid that. But which SOV we are talking about exactly? Which SOV? Share of voice, AI mentioned tools always track one SOV. There are different type of SOVs. Which SOV we are talking about? So this system will target three SOVs. Organic, which means percentage of total impression and clicks, keywords that are ranking in SERP for your brand. That's what no one is tracking right now. Then AI SOV. We are always trying to track this thing. How many mentions ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity are doing about your particular brand? This is what we are tracking all the time, AI SOV. Then there is social SOV. What percentage of the content is mentioning your brand versus others? It may be your own content, it may be the content that people are sharing about your brand, maybe sharing your reels, maybe something else, but that is the social SOV. So in this system, we are going to target all three. That is why I am not saying that this is going to be charging system, we are going to include everything. No need to take picture, we'll have the slides and everything ready in the QR code as everyone does. So, this system runs itself. What do we mean by running itself? Everything, as I said, everything can run itself. It's not a problem. You can have an attendant set up in 10 minutes. But this system is self-learning. It will learn whenever you will run one project or second project, third project. It's always consistently learning. It's also self-healing. Whenever it will get stuck, as every AI system do, it will try to repair itself. It will try to heal itself. Then it will run again. Then it will learn from its mistakes so that it do not fall into the same trap again next time. It can handle multiple projects. You don't need to create multiple copies of this system. Just one folder, one project will handle all of your clients. You can just simply download and start. We'll share the steps later, and it evolves over time. You can have 10 projects or 15 brands in one folder, and the system will learn from all 15 of them. So it's also learning within the project, and it's also learning from all of your clients. It's a very huge promise. I hope it's able to do that. Now, the A factor. I'm not branding it after me. The A factor of this system is these 3 points: attention, attribution, availability. The content that grabs the attention, it's very, very important. You can see content on various different platforms. It's not just social media. You go to Google Discover and you see feed of articles, feeds of thumbnails. But are you actually clicking on them? What are those elements where you are clicking? It's not just whether the click happened or not. The point is, if someone scrolls past your thumbnail and they are not clicking on it, that's a dangerous signal, because now your content is training your other platforms that your content can be ignored. It's not worthy of getting clicked. So it's very, very important that your content stops the scrolling anyhow. Whether people click on it or not, that's a different game, but they should stop the scroll. They should at least read your title. That's really important. Second is attribution. Content that screams your brand name is extremely important. I think this thing in the next slide. But basically, if your content, I'm going to skip that slide now. If your content is exactly same as your competitors, then you are in danger. If your content is exactly same like your competitor, the only difference is the rank. Somehow you purchase some links and now your content is ranking at number 1 and someone clicked on it. But if without mentioning your brand name, if they can't remember your brand name, it's a dangerous signal for you, because now system can replace you anytime. People are just reading your content because you are ranking number 1. Google will rank someone else and they will be fine with it. That's a dangerous signal. That's why companies and websites lose in core updates, because Google will simply shuffle. Now next website is ranking, Google is getting clicks, everyone is happy, but you are upset because now your content is gone from there. People are not missing you anyhow. Third is availability. Content should meet the audience where they are. You should not wait that someone will actually search on Google and then you will appear there and you are at the mercy of the platform. Your content should be available where your audience is. Now I'm going very, very broad stroke, but you won't be doing all this, the system will do it automatically. Now why am I boring you then? Because everyone can download this and everyone can start using this. But when this system is not working, you won't be able to find out if you don't understand the basic underlying concept. So let's understand that first, and then you can download and start working. But eventually it's going to get outdated after 1 or 2 years, and then you will have the basic underlying knowledge, and you can ask your Claude or ChatGPT or anything else to update it, because you understand the concept already. Boring content is worse than zero content. As I said, if your content is not worthy of stopping the scroll, it's bad. If you don't publish the content, at least you are not training the algorithm to ignore your content. Just publish less, but don't publish the boring content. Yeah, this was the slide that I was talking about. If the difference between your content and your competitors is only rank, you are doing it wrong. Don't publish the content if you are going to publish boring content. Now with this system, we can track these 5 things. How many keywords are ranking on page 1? How many times I am getting mentioned in ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, whatever. How many times I appear in Google Discover. How many times my content gets shared on social media. How many pages, products gets covered by PR or media. Basically, wherever your content is, it should be tracked. We are beyond the page rank, or we are beyond the number 1 position. Now we have to focus on visibility. When you search for a commercial product, what you see is different kind of elements. There are shopping ads, then there are different product categories, then there are budget-wise categories, then there are people also ask. The organic ranked content is way below, and especially when your audience is doing all this on smartphones, the scroll budget is heavy. People worry about the crawl budget, but scroll budget, who is worrying about that? How many times people are going to do this? Nothing. They will just click on the first element, they will go away. So you are happy that your content is ranking, your website is ranking for the keywords, but are you actually getting any leads out of it? We are constantly seeing the tsunami of complaints that I am getting impressions, but I am not getting clicks. Why will you get the click if your organically ranking content page is beyond 10 or 12 scrolls? So this system will track all of these things. Where the keywords are ranking, how many times I'm getting mentions, how many times I'm appearing in Google Discover, how many times my content gets shared on social media, how many pages, products gets covered by PR or media. By the way, before this session becomes too boring, let me ask a question. How many of you are focusing on Google Discover? Is anyone? There's just one hand. It's a misconception that only news websites should focus on Google Discover. You are missing out on so much of traffic that your bosses will want to fire you. Sorry, if you are the boss, then you should fire the people who are not doing it. These 5 elements will predict growth. I'm sorry, I'm little intense. I come off little intense. That's not my intention. That's the कहते हैं ना clients की करनी है. उन्होंने serious बना दिया है. So these 5 will predict growth. That's what we want, right? We don't want SEO. What we want is revenue. We also don't want rank. We don't want traffic. None of my clients actually want traffic. None of your clients actually want traffic. They want revenue. If you onboard a client with the promise of getting their penalties removed, getting their traffic up somehow, they are going to leave you, because eventually it always comes down to the money, because you are also charging them. Let them make some money. So the system, what it does 4 things. It gathers, analyze, create and report. It uses data for SEO. Data for SEO is an API. It's a wonderful API. It uses data for SEO to discover competitors, pulls keywords, gaps and AI mentions, everything. It also analyzes quick wins, content gaps, conversation share delta. Delta means what is the difference. So it's just collecting the information is not enough, you have to analyze it. Then it can create the content. I'm using the example, 1 blog, 7 social media variants, distribution plan and everything else. Voice anchored is something that we will come back to. Then report. It will get you the client ready summary, conversation share and everything else. It will actually create the internal report as well, what you can share with your staff. The create step, it's little bit confusing because edit it anytime. So maybe you want 5 blog posts, you can do that. Maybe you want some success stories, you can do that. Just change the prompt, it will happen. The value is in how it is orchestrated. The value is not in how do you do prompting. Prompting is something everyone is teaching. So what makes it different? Why is it different? Why am I getting to talk about it for 55 minutes or 60 minutes? It has three USPs. Number one, it uses structured tool. Every step will return a JSON payload via Anthropic SDK. No parsing, no silent breakage, no garbage. It will only provide the payload in JSON format. So the system can understand, because the problem with a system that has a lot of different tools and a lot of different parts is that systems run out of the context, and as soon as they run out of the context, they are lost. Now they start producing gibberish. So you have to control the output somehow. Then AI doctor. When any system fails of this entire pipeline, and they will fail because it's going to happen. When any step fails, Claude will return a structured fix. Modify prompt, clean data, waiting longer, whatever it needs to do. The runner actually executes it before the retry. So it will self-heal. It will correct itself. Then it has two-tier memory and compaction. So raw learnings MD gets distilled into permanent core strategy.md rules when it crosses 200,000 words and run forever without context bloat. So the memory also has a problem, because if your memory is getting longer, which eventually it will get, because I'm promising you that you can run 10 or 15 projects. So the learning, the memory, it will go very, very big. And you don't want that, because again all of that memory is going to get into the context window. That will make context a lot longer, and then again it will start hallucinating. So we have to control that as well. So it has two-tier memory, project wise and the entire account level, and then it has compaction. Now what it needs, this is a sort of tech spec sheet. I think you are familiar with most of the stuff, Python, Anthropic Key, Anthropic Python SDK. This is not, you don't need to manually input anything. The system will automatically do everything. All you need is Anthropic API key and data for SEO API key, rest is done automatically. But I'm just mentioning this spec sheet here. WordPress REST API and SMTP, these are optional, because the system that right now we are discussing, it does all of these things, but there are some upgrades required. So now this is the entire file structure of this system. It's long, yeah, it's that long. But again, if it was that simple, you wouldn't be standing here or sitting here. So the AI pipeline, let's understand it a little bit. So it has one orchestrator that runs everything. Then it has a run script that will actually run, the setup script that will do it first time and then you don't need it again. It has one new project file that will always create a different project if you want. If you want to work within the same project, you can do that. But if you want to work on a new project, it will create the new project. It has requirement list and everything else. We have core, we have schemas.py, everything here. And let me see if there is anything interesting worth mentioning. We have prompts folder where you have the prompt for different steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4 and then doctor.md. So you can open these when you download, you can open these and you can customize this based on your requirement. If you want to do data collection in a different way, or if you want to analyze it in a different way, or if you want to control or change the type of content you are generating, you can just change these. And then there's a doctor file which will correct the system. I don't recommend changing it because then it will change the behavior of the system. If you have deep knowledge of how system should heal itself, you can customize it or simply use Claude as everyone is doing. Then we have a golden example. Now the golden example folder, what it does is actually do the voice anchoring. So we discussed just now that if your content is same as your competitors, it's not good enough, because then you can be replaced anytime. So the golden example system actually wants your content, the type of content you have created, the kind of content that makes your content different, your brand different, you have to find those examples and you have to provide it. Just 1 or 2 examples would be enough, and you have to do it first time because system needs to understand. Now, once you have all of these things, system will run. We have a global folder where we have our strategies, learnings and archive folder. This is the function that creates the memory in this entire system. Then we have a project folder where the individual projects will run. So there is one example, client ABC. It means that every individual folder will have these kind of files, one cloud.md, state.json, memory, data, content, logs, everything else. When you will create the next project, it will have again all of these files. Now the workflow. So by default, it is set to run weekly. If you want, you can increase the frequency. In fact, I actually also calculated the cost. So if you use data for SEO and Claude, everything together, the system for one run costs you about $1. That's extremely cheap. So you just run the run.sh file. It will compact if needed. It will read the JSON file, state.json file. If you have been working on a project, it will go back, look what have you worked till now, and then it will resume from there. It can load the memory. Then step 1 is data gathering, where data for SEO API will be used to discover comparators, to discover ranked keywords, to discover the domain keyword, to discover the LLM mention, and then whatever submission is required. It will analyze using Claude, then it will generate the content, it will generate the report. Everyone is happy. Last step is save state.json, because again you want to rerun this for next time, and you want everything that you have done until now to be saved in the memory, so it will update the memory and then it will end. What are the unique properties of this system? Schema, doctor, memory. 3 steps that I already told you. Schema, it forces Claude to use structured tools. It's extremely important because it's a multi-tier system where a lot of things are happening. We are collecting rank, we are collecting keywords, we are collecting LLM mention. Everything can run out of the context. So it's very important to teach the system that you will always go through the structure. Doctor, it lets Claude fix the issue on the go. Memory, it learns from the mistakes, resumes projects. When you will download the system, you will run for the first time, you will see the V2. Because the V1 broke itself so many times, I had to work a lot and then publish the second version. So when I'm going to give away this system, it's not something that has not been tested in the wild yet. It has already worked on about 130 projects. So it's tested. I will encourage you guys to break it away, and then maybe you correct it and you optimize it for your own organization. Now schema. Am I going too boring? Is everyone getting bored?
No.
See, when people clap, I have done panels where people clap, but clapping is entertainment. I can entertain, but that's, learning should be stressful. When you are stressful, when you are sort of squinting your eyes and trying to think what's happening, it's going, too much bounce ho raha ho jaise bolte na hamare yahan. So it means that you are learning new things. That should happen. So schema has again these parts. Number 1, data submission tool. So step 1 submits cleaned and normalized data. I talked about this schema structure here. So let's expand on these 3 elements. Schema, data submission tool. Step 1 submits and cleaned normalized data. Extremely important, because data that is corrupt, that is not right, that is not clean, it's useless, it's garbage. Analysis submission tool. Step 2 submits quick wins, gaps, SOV deltas, everything. Content submission tool. Step 3 hai. It submits core pieces, 7 variants, publishing plan, everything. Report submission tool. This is the step 4 where it will submit client ready report to JSON in JSON format. Then there's doctor fix tool used by AI doctor to return a structured fix. Then there's compaction tool. It is used to distill learnings.md into core strategies. So whatever it is learning, it is again feeding to the system that next time you don't make the same mistake again. That's where your work gets reduced. One problem with the people, a lot of the people, is that they will use any AI system for the first time. that's when it will get smart. It will get smart with your data, as Rocky was just saying, that you need to provide it data. If you don't have data, if you're not willing to put in your time, that's useless. So this is the snapshot of the schema, how it works. You don't need to read the code, you don't need to remember it obviously, but this is how enforces the schema use. If one tool is failing, it will not go to the second step, it will try to fix itself. Again, doctor comes into the picture, it will fix it, then it will rerun again, then it will go to the second step. If second step fails, then third step fails, whatever learning it has derived till now, it will get saved into the system so that it can run again. So your tokens, your amount, your time is not going to the waste, it's always learning and always updating. Now the doctor, let's talk about the doctor. Again, I would like to remind that it's very, very important that you go through these steps, because these steps will change. The thing with AI is that it's rapidly evolving. So 5 months, 6 months down the line, if Claude updates anything radically improved, you don't need to throw it away. You can update it and then you can use it with the current environment. So if any system fails, what it does is it attempts to run it again. That is the first attempt. Second attempt is waiting for 15 seconds, then run again. If it still fails, it will call the doctor. Doctor will read the error logs, global learnings, global core strategy, project and everything else. And then after that, it will again try to run this. We have a doctor fix tool, it will get called, it will retry with the modified prompt, retry with clean data, waiting longer, aborting, do anything whatsoever. Beg, borrow, steal, but get the system ready. Can anyone remember which other viral system is doing exactly that already? OpenClaw. OpenClaw has just these two things, memory and persistence. It does not stop. It will keep doing things whatever it has been told, and we think that it's magic. It's not magic, it's just persistence, hard work. It did not go through the smart work route, it did the hard work. So the system will do the hard work. Keep waiting, keep doing, keep retrying. This is the technicals, again, how the doctor fix tool is built. You don't need to again remember it, but this is how it looks basically. All the code is very simple when you look at it, just looks boring. So what all AI doctor can fix, agar rate limited hai kahin par, if your API is rate limited, this system will fix. If the context is too long, it will fix it. If the data is malinformed, or let's say sometime due to some unforeseen circumstances your JSON file was corrupted, it will again correct it. If there is any API timeout, it will fix it. If there is any data for SEO endpoint problem, it will fix it. Let's say data for SEO, you don't have the subscription, or your budget, your data for SEO account is out of the budget, it will fix it again. It will save whatever has been done till now, and it will inform you. It will, whatever the problems have occurred, it will recall those problems, whatever caused the crash in the past, it will try to recover from that. Bad credentials, authorization errors, corruption of input, anything, whatever it is there, it will just try to fix it. It's a spec sheet. Safety rail. So this is very, very important. That is where OpenClaw fails. This system AI doctor basically has the writing permission, which is dangerous because it is acting on your system. It can go out of its folder. That happened in the V1, that is why I had to correct it. So it can go out of its folder scope and it can do damage in your system. So we want to correct it. We want to remind it what are your limits. Lakshman rekha हमने बीच में बना दी है, इसके अंदर ही रहना, project folder के आगे नहीं जाना है. So this is where it comes to the picture, safety rail. It will ensure that Dr. Fix tool always stays inside the project, does not touch anything. So it's always safe. In fact, your other projects are also safe. So if you are facing any problem, any corruption in project A, your project B is safe all the time. Still take backups. Memories. It has two layers of memories, global and per project. So global memories is something that happened in any account. It will try to make a note out of it and it will remember for the next project. Let's say that you had some problem with fetching the website, fetching the content of one website, let's say abc.com. go to that abc.com. Now the system has already gone to that website, failed in fetching, then it had to use some other tool to fetch the content from that particular website. So the next time it will not go directly to the website via normal fetch, it will use the system it has used in the previous project. Then there is one layer of compaction. Whenever the system, whenever the any file is going out of the context window, it will try to create it. Sorry, my own phone is not. Good time to look at the time. I think, are we going out of time?
No, you have time.
Per project memory, it's again a long spec sheet. It has different files. You can see the memory is quite heavy here. It remembers how many times it has been run, it remembers the failures, it remembers the content log, it remembers the SOV trend, so the next time you can find out whether you are progressing or you are going down. Now this is the brain of the entire system, cloud.md file that actually does things. And we will change it for the projects. Again, a long, very, very long file. Now this is the beauty of it. Anytime we do any digital marketing project, we try to analyze our competitors. But with a static system, the problem is that it will do the competitor analysis and then it will be happy because, okay, we have the competitors' URLs. The problem is that over the period of time, hopefully if this system works and you are working, your competitors will change because you are growing, you are going up. Now your competitors have changed. So how do you actually feed the system that now it needs to find new competitors? कब तक मरे को मारते रहेंगे? So it finds new targets to conquer and it will feed the system again. Golden example system, basically you just find your best work to provide as golden example. You select the brands, you select the work that has your brand style, not necessarily the data. Data कैसा है इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. It needs to know your style. You need to provide it 3 to 5 written pieces like one long form article or blog, LinkedIn post, email, whatever it is, so that it can understand how you write, because being unique is extremely important. Each file should be less than 2000 words because again context window, that's a problem, and you label files by the format. All of this example is in the file already. This is how the system will feed all of this back to the prompt and it will keep working. Now the prompt library. Yeah. Now the prompt library, this is a good thing, like you can go through it yourself. And this is the data gathering prompt. So this is how system, you won't be typing any of this. The system will do everything. So this is the data gathering prompt. This is the analysis prompt. This is the content creation prompt. This is the client report prompt. So everything is handled automatically. Sorry. Yeah, this is the AI doctor prompt. Again, you won't be handling any of this manually. Now how to make it even bigger? You can again evolve it, you can make it better. You can add WordPress MCP and the system will start auto-publishing. There is a safety rail again, it will only publish in draft mode. You go review and do everything. You can even, it's not in the list, but you can add Gemini API, Nano Banana, you can use it to generate the images. You can add a GSC MCP and you can inject the impression and click data into it. And then you can reduce the billing of data for SEO and you can also feed the fresh data there. You can add any SMTP API or MCP to add notification system, like it can email your team, your clients. You can use native FB, Twitter, LinkedIn APIs to publish the content on the go, because again that's very, very easy. And you can add another step that looks at the performance of the content, like you are publishing the content with the system, but how is it performing? Just look at those specific content pieces and then feed back to the system so that it can create the content that is already winning. Now how to set it up? These are the screenshots that will help you. It's a very, very simple system. Like running it for the first time is little bit boring. You have 5-6 steps. So this is step 1, where you create the folder. You go to that particular folder. This second step is very, very important. The prompt chmod plus x and so on. It basically makes all the file executable. So that's really important. If you get stuck, that's where the problem is. Then you run the setup file. then you paste the Anthropic key, then you paste the data for SEO API keys, and then you create the new project. That's it. Now, when you create the new project, it will open one particular file, claude.md, where you will feed the information about the project where you are working. Right? So the company name that you are working for, the website, the category, primary market, whatever data you can feed. If you can only feed company name, website, category, that is fine. Rest of the data will be filled automatically because again, it can do the work. And then you run the project. That's it. That's how it will look when it will run. It's not running on Claude Cover. I'm sorry to disappoint. It's going to use Claude SDK. But that's all it is doing. It will do the first step, second step, third step, and then you will have the content in something like this type. It's structured, it's neat, it's giving you everything. This is the analysis output, this is the report for client where it has everything, and this is the report for your internal team. Everything set, everything there. You can schedule it with these simple prompts and it's done. Everything is done on your terminal. There is no need of opening the Claude code or anything else. You set up the time, once you set it up, it will automatically run. The only thing it requires is your system being turned on, or set it on a VPS and it will keep running automatically. Now the philosophy of this system is, don't chase just the 5% audience. We are creating a lot of content. We are creating in your unique voice. The confusion is that AI content say Google punish karta. Nahi hota. It never happens. I have Googlers on record where they said that we are not even trying to identify which content is AI written. Heck, they are writing the AI content. Yeah, I know, I'm going a little slower. System can remember and heal and evolve. The brand style must be architecture, not the prompt. Brand style, right? Your own voice. It should be the architecture. You have to teach the system. That's how we need to write the content. But it should not be in the prompt itself, because then the context will be too long. And the system must not repeat the same mistake over again. So it is self-healing, that's why. You just set it up once, it runs itself, heals itself, compacts itself, and sound like you forever, all the time. Now you can download. I'll be out of your view, I hope. It will have all the things that I have talked, the deck, and it also has that particular folder. You just need to download it and run it. That's it. Thank you. That was my time.
We'll place it in your site.
please.
ये आ रहा है table. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
क्वेश्चन राशि एक दो क्वेश्चंस दिलवाओ यार अमित भाई से उन्हें पूछने हैं
So we can have some questions if anyone is there. Any questions? Anyone?
This guy was asking कुछ मैं तो पूछ ही नहीं
Shoot.
yeah the guy was asking something
Hello sir, my name is Anmol Gupta. I'm also doing freelancing in Google Ads. So can the same strategy can be used in Google Ads also?
Yes, but I did not include Google Ads in this system because you can generate the headlines and text and images and everything else, although images is also available in Google Ads itself. But then you have to do a lot of manual work, and we can use Google Ads API to do a lot of automation, but that would make it very long.
Actually, I refine my question. मैं Google AI के through Google Ad मैंने setup करा, then human intervention में मैं सब कुछ verify करूँगा. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just correct it, you can just iterate on it, and actually that is the logic of sharing this entire folder, so that you work on it, you iterate it, you optimize it for your own organization, your use case. Nothing should be monolithic.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Deepak ji.
Manish, you just said that Google doesn't penalize you for AI content.
Yes.
Maybe you're right, but जितने भी अभी latest update हुए हैं, we've seen that lot of AI content has really gone down. Is it Is it because they mass produced it, or what is the reason? Because a lot of websites who did AI content have gone down, it's a fact. So, and you said Google themselves say that, but Google is known to lie a lot of times. Like, you know, in their documents that were found a couple of years back or whatever, a lot of things they were claiming they don't do or don't matter actually mention that they matter. So, if you can elaborate on that, please.
So the problem is that when people use AI to generate the content, they generate so much in so much obvious voice that it is very easy to detect. Google has to pay for every crawl. If you publish 1 million articles using your API, it's costing you only maybe $50, maybe $10 even, right? For free. But for Google, it's a huge cost to crawl all of those 1 million pages and then decide that, nah, we don't want it. So why would they want that load? That's why they refuse, they index that kind of websites where they are trying to mass publish the content that is not useful at all. But if you use this kind of pipeline where you have created the content in the voice of your brand, where it is useful, where you are using some thought behind it, it's not going to get punished. Because basically it's very, very boring job to find the content that is human written or AI written. It's not useful at all. What's the point of it? Because even the human writers, a lot of people who have been doing SEO for years, they know that even the human writers, the cheap one that you use, they also go through the, they do manual search, find the top 5 articles and then they rewrite it. So how is it any different from using AI or ChatGPT to write the content? Right? They are not trying to protect humans. They are the last person to do that. Right? So all they want is to not have a lot of duplicated, useless, pointlessly written content. That's it.
Amit, any one piece of advice you would like to give to the audience, like marketers are there, so in today's era?
Automate as much as you can, because if you don't, your clients will find someone who will automate. It's cheaper, everyone wants to save money, everyone wants to make money. So automate, learn about it, try to find about it, more information, and you will find.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Sorry, you can take
So, we talked about your system. How about, there are certain industries where text doesn't matter that much, but video is important. Golf is a good example.
Yeah, so you can always use
so
video API.
This system can work for video.
So the system always has the prompts file open. You can just instruct it to not create the text content, but to create the prompts for the video system, and then you can have another prompt that will generate videos. Simple. Thank you.
Thank you.
My time is up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Amit Tiwari, for the power-packed, insightful session. You have not only simplified digital advertising for us, but he has also shown how to build AI-powered marketing systems that can actually deliver predictable growth. Something every founder and marketer in this room is actually looking for. I'm sure here we are walking away with practical framework and we can start implementing with your support. Let's give a huge round of applause to Mr. Amit Tiwari. And I would like to invite Robin Singh. Have a seat, please. And Ajay on stage to please felicitate our esteemed speaker for the day. Guys, a round of applause is